All right, because I am unfortunately terrible at betting games this season. I am the first to do the Hot Ones challenge here, levels 1 through 3. We got 3 pieces of chicken over here. We got hot sauce first up, Shaquanda's Hot Tropic. Scott took a taste, said it was kind of, kind of decent. We'll get a nice little dollop on there. So, level 1. Pretty good. Little tingle. Wasn't expecting much heat from that. Not bad. I was really concerned. I'm starting to get concerned around 6 or 7. Number 2, we got Just Winging It. Just Winging It. Probably like a wing sauce over here. But get better at bets, children. I am terrible. Not so bad. Ooh, that's a healthy dollop right there. Number 3, I'm not looking too forward to. Okay. Feel a little heat there. It's a good bit of heat. Good wing sauce. I get it. Throw it on some wings. Scott suggested chicken. Good call. I was going to do like chips, but I feel like once we get to these hot ones up. But third and final for weeks 1 through 3, thanks to the tie, sriracha. Pickled garlic sriracha. This over here. That's a good, another solid dollop right there. Don't worry, I'm going to come and beat Scott this week. He's going to have to rip levels 4. That one's interesting. Not a big sriracha guy, but it's not too bad. Look, get a little hot sauce mix up here. Just rip it up. Not bad. So, better luck to me next week. I got better picks coming. All right, we are live for episode 1 of Backyard Bookies. And as you just saw, we're the number 1 show with consequences. I am joined all right, because I am unfortunately terrible at betting games this season. I am the first to do the Hot Ones challenge here, levels 1 through 3. We got 3 pieces of chicken over here. We got hot sauce first up, Shaquanda's Hot Tropic. Scott took a taste, said it was kind of, kind of decent. We'll get a nice little dollop on there. So, level 1. Pretty good. Little tingle. Wasn't expecting much heat from that. Not bad. I was really concerned. I'm starting to get concerned around 6 or 7. Number 2, we got Just Winging It. Just Winging It. Probably like a wing sauce over here. But get better at bets, children. I am terrible. Not so bad. Ooh, that's a healthy dollop right there. Number 3, I'm not looking too forward to. Okay. Feel a little heat there. It's a good bit of heat. Good wing sauce. I get it. Throw it on some wings. Scott suggested chicken. Good call. I was going to do like chips, but I feel like once we get to these hot ones up. But third and final for weeks 1 through 3, thanks to the tie, sriracha. Pickled garlic sriracha. This over here. That's a good, another solid dollop right there. Don't worry, I'm going to come and beat Scott this week. He's going to have to rip levels 4. That one's interesting. Not a big sriracha guy, but it's not too bad. Look, get a little hot sauce mix up here. Just rip it up. Not bad. So, better luck to me next week. I got better picks coming. All right, we are live for episode 1 of Backyard Bookies. And as you just
Choose any food item from the paddock ladder.
Ready? Let's switch it over. Uh-oh. Oh no. It's on the wrong window. Oh, you're out. All right, well, we're live. What is up, everybody? We are live here from the After Review Studios. I'm your host, Pete. We are here for week 4 of Backyard Bookies. If you were here earlier enough, you saw me suffering my challenge. First three hot sauce levels, 3 hot sauce rips. I'm joined, as always, by my man, Scott. Scott, how you doing on this fine Thursday? Yeah. Um,
towards the other ones, we got it pretty easy. But hey, first three are off the board, so it could be fun the next few with the next hot sauces. They're pretty hot, so we'll see how.
That's all you can ask for. We're having some serious technical difficulties over here, guys. Sorry about that. But we're all good. We're all good. They couldn't hear you at the beginning. But yes, I texted you last week. It really sucked to go 1-3, and I was on the correct side on all 4 of my bets. Like, Tennessee should have won that game against Georgia. They sold there. Texas Tech would have hit the over if it wasn't for a damn lightning delay. Just kind of threw that whole game for a loop right there. And then Oregon just sold. The backup sold for Oregon, man. We were up 35-0. We were cruising, but they sold. So it was a tough week. We lost, but, we're ready to rock and roll here. I do like this week better. There's some interesting games for us. Maybe some steam's lost a little bit, like Florida-Miami was going to be the big game this week, but kind of lost a little bit of juice there because DJ Suckway is very bad at football, and Billy Napier is a literal terrorist, according to Florida fans. So that's fun. So hit us up. What is your first bet for week 4?
So we're going back to the honey hole. Iowa Rutgers. We're going to Iowa again. They're playing at Rutgers in New Jersey. Let's see. It looks like -2.5. It looks like for Iowa. 46.5 is what we got for the over/under. I think we're just going to go back to what we know and love. We're going to take the under in this one. I think I know. I mean, Iowa put up 47 last week against UMass. Was a pretty stinker against Iowa State. Albany, another team that you should be steamrolling. They've only put up 34. Pace is going to be slow in this one. Obviously, Rutgers. It's kind of the same thing with I forgot what team we were talking about last week, but haven't played anybody. A lot of high scoring for Rutgers as well. 60 with Norfolk. 45 Miami, Ohio, and then Ohio also 34. So playing a pretty good defense in the Big Ten. Could be relatively low scoring. At least, I mean, I think Rutgers could even come out and win this game. It's not one of my upsets, but could be one of yours. I don't know if it is or not, but yeah, 46.5 is what I have now. Gonna take the under. That's 24-20 game. That sounds about right to me. I don't think it's going to be much more than that. If Iowa can even score 20 points, they've been pretty pathetic. Just like most years, we thought they had a quarterback. They really don't.
They spent like $2 million on this quarterback, and he's terrible. Like the rest, it's got to be the whole. It's just if you go to Iowa, you can't play quarterback.
Yeah, what is his? Let me see what his stats are right now.
I mean, he's averaging. Well, they've thrown. He's averaging 3. They've passed for 365 total yards on the season.
Yeah, he's got 306, 3 touchdowns, and then he's run 33 for 88. Not that great for 3 games. I mean, we're looking around 100 yards passing a game. That's just it's not going to do it. So we're going to take the under. It's one of those games that you're not going to be too mad about if they score a few more points than that. Yeah, under with Iowa is always a fun one. So we're going to go under 46.5, Iowa Rutgers.
Yep, Friday night game. should be an interesting one. Interesting one to say the least. Not sure what to do with Rutgers because they look really bad. Was it week 0 they played and they kind of just faffed about with whatever children of the poor team they played. But I think Rutgers has a shot in this one. Maybe put a pin in that as my teaser. But for my first game, we're going to a team that maybe had their best performance ever last week in the history of the program, potentially. Like the Jazz I saw from this one on this win last week this team had. How about the North Texas Mean Green, baby, 59-10 against the Washington State Cougars. They were laying 6.5. They covered that one easily. Now they're taking on a Black Knights team at West Point. Army was off last week, but Army's had the most bizarre season to date. 2 games. They lost in double overtime week 0 to Tarleton State. Or no, it was week 1. They lost, and then they beat Kansas State in Kansas State 24-21. Kansas State's a dumpster fire. They're a little bit better than a complete dumpster fire right now. So this is a weird one here. I think North Texas is just like not bad. I think they're kind of good. They can move the football. The triple option doesn't really scare me too much on this. And the line on this game is just absolutely immaculate. 1.5 points right now. I'm seeing kind of the consensus is 2. So 2, we'll call it 2.5 right there, 1.5, whatever. We'll call it 2 on this one. I think they go on the road and take care of business. I think this is a North Texas team that could be a sneaky competitive team so far. I mean, they're housing teams. They played Western Michigan was their close game, but they've scored 51, 33, 59. Army's not going to be able to score to keep up with this team. If they put up 30, Army's not scoring 30 in this game against North Texas. I don't care how bad this North Texas defense might actually be, which clearly they're not. I know Washington State did throw 5 interceptions on like 5 straight plays or something like that last week. So I like North Texas this week to cover the 2.5.
Yeah, so obviously with the lines with North Texas this year already, Vegas has no idea what to do with them. No clue. 51-0. The spread was 27.5. And then they played, they're a good team. We're going to, steamroll Western Michigan 33-30, the 11.5 point spread. And then they throw out a 6.5 point spread and they win by 49. It's just like they have no idea what to do with them. It is a little wild that they're only getting, I've even seen Pick'em on some places. It looks like Bet River has Pick'em going right now, which is just wild. But
nobody knows what to do with this team.
I
barely know what to do with this team.
Yeah, but I think you have the edge here. I think North Texas could beat them. I think they will beat them. I think it's going to be definitely more than 1.5. I guess it has to be. But, yeah, I like this. Army I don't think is as good as we think they are.
I don't even think we think Army's good. They lost to Tarleton State.
Yeah, you lose to Tarleton, then beat Kansas State. That's just – it's 2 teams. Vegas has no clue what to do. They have no idea. They're just throwing out a number, and, they're just going to say they're even. Boom. Now let's see which side you pick. So
they aren't expecting the degenerates to be betting. Like what degenerates betting on North Texas Army?
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, I like the pick. Could be another one that could go really either way by a lot. Who knows? But
100% of the bets on action are on North Texas. 100%.
It's 100%.
It says 100% on the betting public.
That is crazy. I did not see that.
That's pretty ridiculous. Love that.
Going back here 1 second. I can't even look at it. That's wild.
That would be a first if we saw that. Maybe it's 99.9 because,
someone's got to have Army, right?
The people just don't believe they don't believe in our armed forces anymore.
No.
They don't.
Really not.
The Tarleton loss might be better than the Kansas State win, honestly.
All right, yeah, so for my second pick, going to kind of a fun one here. 2 Big 12 quarterbacks that are pretty decent. SMU, TCU. TCU, Jake Hoover or Josh Hoover? I forgot which one it is. Josh Hoover?
Josh Hoover.
Josh Hoover. He's a dog. Guy's a dog. But also Kevin Jennings is a dog too. They've got 2 really good quarterbacks. both teams have scored a lot already. We got 42, 45, 28 for SMU, 42, 48 for TCU. So a lot of scoring in this one. Over under 62.5. I'm seeing. But I'm looking at the spread here. I kind of think it's going to be one of those Big 12 back and forth score. Kind of like the Baylor SMU game was what 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
I think it was week one. Was it? I'm not sure if it was or not. I think it was week one.
overtime 2 weeks.
Yeah,
ago.
2 weeks ago. So that one went to overtime, double overtime. I think maybe just the one overtime. Either way, one of those back and forth ones. So this one, I'm gonna not swallow the points. I'm gonna take the points for with SMU here. They're getting 7 points here. TCU's a little scared. They're playing at home. Like I said, Hoover's a dog. They whooped up on North Carolina, so a little scary there. But Kevin Jennings can, he can run the ball a little bit. He knows what to do with the ball. So just really hoping for a back and forth matchup in a Big 12. So we're gonna take SMU plus a touchdown in this one.
All right, I don't hate it. Hate it. Interesting. Like Jennings actually hasn't really been running this season, and the SMU fans have been losing their damn mind. I saw some shit like that going around, and the letdown last week was kind of expected after a tough loss against Baylor. I mean, they were up 14 points with 5 minutes left, something like that, and you lose that game in double overtime. So they won the game against Missouri State. I mean, the Bears are feisty. I don't even know how you end up playing that game at Missouri State. What is going on there? And TCU, like you said, just 48 and 42. Their 2 games this season, just hanging 40 like it's nobody's business. So I think it's going to be a high-scoring, fun affair. But the Big 12, ACC Big 12 match, not even a Big 12 matchup, ACC game.
Yeah, it feels like one though. Feels like one
it
of those.
should be. It's really a crime against humanity that SMU is in the ACC. But I agree. I think this is going to be a high-scoring affair. And ultimately, in the end, it's probably going to come down to like a last-second touchdown or a field goal. So worst case, probably a push. Like, TCU wins this game by 7. So I think you're in pretty good spot for that one. For my next game, actual Big 12 matchup. And I believe in points. We believe in offense. Texas Tech and Utah. This is kind of the fun game of the day. Somehow, some way, this game is at 11 o'clock kickoff. Big noon kickoff so 10 a.m. local time in Utah.
Yeah.
Just ridiculous. I mean, and if it was a couple weeks later, it'd be like a 9 a.m. kickoff. Who the hell knows what daylight time zone they're in over there in the mountains over there. Texas Tech has looked great this season offensively. They've been pretty dominant. They spent a shit ton of money in the portal, and it's paid massive dividends for them. 67, 62, 45 last week. And like I said, they started they were 3 minutes into that game last week, and then they went to like a 2-hour lightning delay. It was kind of just threw everything off, but they've dominated everybody in Utah. Didn't look great against Wyoming. They did fine. That game was actually pretty close, and they pulled away late for them. Dampier's been really good for Utah this season. The defense has been pretty good, but they really haven't been tested at all. I think this Texas Tech offense is going to score points, and we know Tech can't actually play defense. It doesn't, no matter what it is, it's not in their DNA. So I'm actually going to go actual Big 12 affair over 57.5 right now. So best you can get it out there at 56.5. So if you can get that, take it. But 57.5 from me over here, Texas Tech and Utah. I expect a lot of points. I think this is a good game. And I kind of like that it's early. I kind of like that it's an early game. People are going to be like half asleep. The crowd's not going to be anything like ridiculous because that's a very tough place to play. I think one of the most underrated road spots in the country to go and get a win at. So I think defenses are asleep. Offenses will be high flying, missed tackles out there. Let's score some points. Over 57.5 for Texas Tech and Utah.
Yeah, I'm just hoping that Utah team against Wyoming doesn't show up. That's really the big thing. I think Texas Tech's going to score no matter what. Really just hoping also Utah's defense. It is an early game, like you said, so defense could be asleep. 10 a.m. is crazy in Utah.
That's crazy.
I don't know. What time are you getting up for that? 6:30?
I think it's like 5 a.m. probably a wake up 5 hours before kick, like breakfast, team breakfast and stuff like that.
Yeah, you got some meetings you got to walk through. You have warm ups. You have everything before the game. That's an early wake up call for both teams. So hopefully chug some Red Bulls or some Celsius.
Well, good thing that the Tech fans are going to have the tortillas. We can make some breakfast burritos over here. Plenty of tortillas on deck.
They
It's
do like
almost
their burritos in Utah, not tacos. They're
yeah,
burrito.
you gotta specify. I do like it's like the USC Michigan State kickoff. It's at 11 p.m. Eastern time kickoff for that. Like, what is going on in college football?
I would just hate to be those teams that have to wait the entire day and then play at 11 p.m. and just like you're going to bed at 3.
Yeah, your body.
Maybe?
No,
Or
not even. Like you're going to bed at like 6 in the morning Eastern time for you. Like local
Yeah.
time, yeah, it'll be reasonable, but your
That's
body
absurd.
clock's all screwed up. College football is just kind of the worst these days. All right, what is your third bet this week?
Yeah, but I do like Texas Tech plus the points in this one.
I like that. I
we'll
think
keep
that's
it
what
back.
we were
We'll
worried
monitor
about.
it.
We were looking at this line like, oh, what is going on
It
here?
seems a little fishy to me. It just seems really weird. Like Tech's been putting up crazy points. They haven't really played a great team yet. Oregon State's pretty terrible.
They're
Penn
awful.
State's terrible, and Pine Bluff is also terrible. So they haven't been tested yet. But I think regardless, they're going to score points. I don't think it's going to be some 10 or 20 point total. So I kind of want to see what's the. We can look here in a second when you're on your next one, but I want to see what the team totals are in this one. That could be an interesting one.
Individual team totals over here. That is a good question.
Team totals for Utah is 30. Tech is 27.
That would be
So-
57.
Yeah. So that's kind of the way they're looking at it here. So interesting.
I
But
think
anyway,
they
going on to
trusted the Utah defense a little too much, I think, on this one.
Yeah, I think they are. For the next one we have an SEC game. Not two teams, but we got one of them. Tennessee coming off just kind of a really sad game. Couldn't beat up on the Georgia Bulldogs. They had them in their grasp. Missed the field goal to go to overtime, and then eventually lost in overtime.
It's over. They didn't even score. You kick the field goal in overtime, it's over.
No, you can't kick a field goal in overtime and think you're going to win the game. So tough loss there. But I think they're playing UAB here at home, coming off a pretty tough loss. I do think they're going to bounce back pretty heavily here. I think they're going to try and blow the hell out of UAB. They played a team in Akron, UAB did, who hadn't scored a point.
And they gave up some points.
And gave up 28 points to them. Maybe the worst offense in the entire country. Put up 28 points. So maybe they're not the worst offense now, but was before last game. They lost to Navy. They lost to Alabama State, or they beat Alabama State, but they let them have 42 points. So I think Aguilar is going to have a field day. Only problem is total's 39 or 38 and a half. I think it says 39. Consensus is 39 and a half, so we're going to go with that. I think they'll blow them out. I'm not sure UAB is going to score more than 14, and I think Tennessee's going to try and make a statement after the tough loss to Georgia. So a lot of big spreads this week, a lot more than there should be. I think Texas is 41 and a half again.
They can't score 40 points with Arch Manning.
I don't get that either. A lot of big spreads here. LSU's got 39 and a half against Southeast Louisiana.
Well,
we're still kind of in the stinker, like week 3, bunch of bad teams. So in this one, I just feel like Tennessee's gonna come through, and they're not like Texas. They have a quarterback. They're gonna score points. So we're gonna take Tennessee minus 39 and a half.
Well, shout out to our boy Emu, the one UAB supporter, along with Auburn. He hates Trent Dilfer, so I'm sure he's ecstatic about this pick. He said they ruined the program. Yeah, Aguilar, good quarterback. Our guy. He's our new Tennessee quarterback. Forget Nico. We're Nico apologists. He's trash. Yeah. He's actual scam artist. Him and his father should probably go to jail for being actual fraudsters and defrauding lots of people of millions of dollars. So I think Tennessee bounces back. You like that it's at home. 11:45 a.m. kickoff, a little scary. Like they might just kind of go through the motions. Maybe they win this game like, oh, we're up 35-0. UAB's not going to score on us. So you want to really just hopefully score early, and then you can roll up 50, 60 points, put this thing away. But I think this is a good spot for Tennessee. I like teams looking for a bounce back after just just devastating loss. And UAB is not good. They're so bad. my next game.
Pretty
Let
brutal.
me, hold on, let me pull
I don't know how you give up 28 to a team
Akron.
that hadn't scored yet.
I
Almost
mean,
lose to them. They only won
it
by 3.
it takes a lot of skill. I mean, Trent Dilfer's finding out this is not high school football where he just had better high school kids than literally the entire ecosystem of schools around him. I'm on like a little bit of a Big 12 kick this week. Holy smokes. For my next game, when is this game? Was this a 2? Okay, here we go. Big 12 game. West Virginia and Kansas. Kansas coming off a bye, but also coming off a tough loss against Missouri. Now, this Missouri team might be a little bit better than we think they were going into the season. They have a very good quarterback. I hear some murmurs in Happy Valley. They maybe picked the wrong quarterback for this team. West Virginia coming off an insane win against Pitt. They look dead against Pitt, and they came back. They won this game. Lots of emotion, huge rivalry game. They now got to go to Kansas. They got to go to the booth. The booth is, oh no, wait, this game's in West Virginia. Excuse me on that one. No, it's in Kansas. I thought I was taking crazy pills for a second.
It isn't, yeah.
Yeah, it's in the booth. So Kansas at home here. Kansas laying 13.5 is a big, scary number, but I just don't think West Virginia is really any that good. They lost to Ohio at home. The Bobcats were feisty against the Buckeyes last week, but still. And then they beat Pitt. It's a huge, big rivalry, emotional win, 7-point dogs. Kansas rebound, relapse. They played week 0. They got 3 games under their belt. They kind of got punched in the mouth a little bit. Like they were very competitive in that Missouri game. They didn't get blown out. They lost by 11, but that game was very competitive until the end there. So I like this Kansas team. They're healthy. They're rested. They have the better quarterback. I think things are going right out there in Lawrence. So I like the Jayhawks this week. I'm going to swallow the 13.5 here at home. I just think West Virginia, this is like a very predictable letdown spot. They really don't care about beating Kansas. They cared about beating Pitt. And Kansas looking to get on track and maybe be a competitive team in this kind of wide open Big 12 right now.
You said 13.5. It's actually, I think,
down to what, 12?
Looks like you're getting 12.5 if you want 12.5.
There you go. It don't matter.
Yeah,
it's basically the same thing.
But I'm with you here. I had the same thing on my honorable mention. I do think a lot of the energy of winning last week is not going to translate to the next week, especially playing at Kansas. I don't know what Kansas's record at home already, or how many points they're putting up, but I'm pretty sure they're putting up a bunch of points at home already. A lot against Wagner, a lot against Fresno. Last 2 weeks, 31 and 46. Just barely didn't cover Wagner, but they're still putting up 46 points. Even 31 against Missouri away is pretty good. They were in that game until about the middle of the fourth quarter,
Yeah.
and Missouri kind of pulled away. So Missouri's a top 15 team right now, maybe 12, I think, actually, right now. But yeah, a lot of the energy is going to be kind of sucked out of West Virginia after the pretty emotional win. So had to kind of come back and then go to overtime to win that game. So I do like Kansas in this one, 2 touchdowns. I think they can cover that. So I had that also as one of my honorable mentions. So I like that pick.
All right, what are your other honorable mentions? I'll give mine, and then we can give us our upsets for week 4.
Yeah, so let's see. We had Texas Tech plus 3.5. Told you that one against Utah. I kind of went back and forth on this one, but I think it's a good comeback spot. Clemson minus 17.5 against Syracuse. Kind of had a feeling Syracuse. I had Cuse plus 17.5 at first. I'm like, I don't know. This could be a spot where Clemson kind of sort of has to make a statement to try to keep Dabo's job. I'm not 100% sure, but we'll see about that. Taking on Oregon Ducks again. Oregon State over 55.5. We're once again hoping for Oregon State to score 2 touchdowns. Really, that's kind of what I tried to do last week with Northwestern. They got 1 touchdown, and then tried to cover it at the end there, and they couldn't do it. It was a letdown spot for you too with the backdoor cover, but yeah, over 55.5 there. We got Oklahoma minus 6.5 against Auburn. John Maytier, he's a dog. Yeah. John Maytier's a dog.
I like Oklahoma as well. I just thought that would be a funny bit right there.
Yeah,
I like the Sooners right there.
He's probably a top 3 Heisman guy right now. He's sick. He can run the ball. He can throw the ball. Little weird with Jackson Arnold coming back to Oklahoma. Maybe he has
Revenge,
a big
real revenge
revenge
spot right
game.
here.
So we'll see
But
about that.
Venables' defense is like playing good, but they played Michigan. Who knows what the Michigan offense situation is like, honestly.
Yep. Kansas minus 13.5 against West Virginia. We talked about that one. And then I had one other upset. I was between the two that I have. This one was one I didn't go with. Colorado State plus 175 against UTSA. Just an interesting one there. I just kind of figured maybe Colorado State can pull another Colorado off like they did a few years ago against Shador. But those are my honorable mentions.
All right, my honorable mentions. I got Baylor -2 hosting Arizona State. I think Sawyer Robinson, another Heisman type level guy, did have the kind of mediocre first week against Auburn. Duke -3 against NC State, 3 or 2.5. It's kind of floating back and forth there. I think Duke, like, tough loss against Tulane, kind of like the weird quarterback situation. I don't think NC State's really any that good. I kind of like Belichick +7 at North Carolina this week on the road. I forget who they're playing. I just had it over there. Whoever North Carolina's playing, they're getting 7 against UCF. I like that for some reason. I think that's a good spot for them. I also liked Oklahoma -6.5. I think that's a good one right there. And I had one more. Oh, Memphis +7.5 against Arkansas. I think that's kind of a scary little spot for them. Arkansas's got a good quarterback. Could be, a weird spot for them. But what is your official upset for week 4?
So kind of scary one. Once again, I like picking the scary ones. I don't know why, but I got Illinois, Indiana. Right now, it's looking like the best you can get with Illinois is +205, which is crazy to me. They got they have Altmaier. That's the quarterback, right?
Yeah.
I get confused with Altmaier, pretty good. I mean, he's been around for a while. I mean, when we pick these upsets, we don't expect them to win, but we want them to win. You're going in the +200 range now, so it was +170, but it's already starting to creep in the way of Illinois here. I think they were like 4.5 for a little while, and I think it's already creeped up to 6. Indiana put up a lot of points last week. They have the quarterback from Cal, Mendoza, last year. Pretty solid. He played last year, but they put up 73 on Indiana State, 59 on Kennesaw, and then just kind of a kickoff game with Old Dominion. They ended up winning that game. But, Illinois looks like they got pretty good defense. I mean, they've stopped Western Michigan, put up a stinker against them, 0 points for Western Michigan. UNC Wilmington, it looks like, 3 points. Duke 19. So good defense for Illinois there. They got to stop the quarterback from Cal last year. But the 73 against Indiana State kind of scares me. Their offense must be pretty good. Last 3 games, Illinois did win 48-45 last year, or 2 years ago, looks like. But yeah, just kind of looking at the 2 ranked teams, except Indiana's at home, kind of scary. But we're going to take Illinois, higher ranked team, on the road. It's even gone up to it's up to 6.5. So we're going to take Illinois. Got +190 on the consensus here over Indiana.
Yeah, Illinois is a weird one. They're ranked 9th in the country, but that's kind of like all on how they finished last year. They obviously don't have the resume that Georgia Tech should be ranked ahead of Illinois just from what the resume they've put together so far. That's why the AP poll and rankings are stupid as can be.
I get confused with Illinois and Syracuse for some reason. I don't know.
Orange and blue.
Like, is Altmaier with Indiana or is he with Syracuse? I don't remember which one. They're the two orange teams that are kind of boring to watch. They're not really fun teams to watch, either one of them.
True. Big Ten and what should be Big Ten football, but is somehow ACC football because conference is stupid over there. So I don't mind that one. Indiana looked better the last 2 weeks. Obviously struggled week 1 against Old Dominion. For that one, a low-scoring game is very conducive for an upset. Defense leads to upsets. Keep it close. Make the plays late. Do we respect Signetti? I know who he is now. He says he wins football games. We'll find out. Indiana actually playing a semi-competent schedule this year for once. For my upset of the week, we touched on it a little bit earlier. Gonna take a risk, go on Friday night. Could totally invalidate my entire picks for the weekend. Rutgers, Iowa, baby. Give me Rutgers at home here. They're plus 112 right now, plus 108, 115. They're dropping like a fly. People are throwing monies on this Scarlet Knights team on action. It's looking like, I just don't think Iowa's like any good. They play defense. They can't score the ball. They're just such an underperforming team whatsoever. Yeah, they were close and they almost beat Iowa State, but Iowa State is kind of good, but not really. They struggled again last week. Maybe the Ireland game's finally catching up to Iowa State over here. But Rutgers is taking care of business. They beat Ohio. They beat this Ohio Bobcats team. The feisty Bobcats. They beat. So Ohio's played Rutgers, West Virginia, and Ohio State, and they've looked good in two. They've looked good in all three, and they've won one of them outright. So that's a quality win right there for Rutgers, and then beat up Miami of Ohio, another MAC team. So they got the little MACtion going, MAC 10 champs over here. And then I think they played, I don't know, the Texas School of the Deaf. I don't know. Somebody in week 2. Norfolk State, they played Mike Fick's team. Played Mike Fick's school. They're pretty awful too. So I like Rutgers here. I think they kind of have an identity. They're not flashy. They run the football. They try and play good defense. And if they could get anything on offense, get anything going on the ground, score, if we can get to 24, we're winning this football game, I think. So give me Rutgers in the upset over the Iowa Hawkeyes.
Yeah, I said it too. I don't mind it whatsoever. Let's just hope it's a low-scoring matchup. That's all I can say.
We win this game 24-3. We're all good.
That works for me.
All good here. All right, recap your bets and we'll wrap it up.
All right, yep. So I got Iowa Rutgers under 45.5, SMU +7 at TCU, Tennessee -39.5 versus UAB at home, and then Illinois +190 against Indiana.
All right, I like it. I have North Texas -2.5 against Army. I have Texas Tech and Utah over 57.5 in a early kickoff for everybody. Kansas -13.5 against West Virginia, and Rutgers +112 in the upset over Iowa. That's going to do it for us this week, guys. Let us know down in the comments below what you think. If you haven't already, drop a quick like, hit that sub button. We got daily sports content for you guys, long form content. The hot sauce is looming. First 3 weren't bad. I was fine with it. Not looking forward for 7 through 10. That's for damn sure. So we're going to get it back. It's a close one over here. We're starting fresh for the next 2 weeks, but the season score remains for the ultimate loser of the season. So should be a lot of fun. Again, like, subscribe, and share, and we'll see y'all tomorrow. Good shit. I was having so much technical difficulties at the start of this shit. The headsets were messed up. The fucking mic was messed up. They couldn't hear you for like your intro over there.
Yeesh.
The streaming software is just so shit sometimes. It just switches off.